at that, Thayer. Oh, my goodness. Put the net under it, Mama. Yesterday, May 31st, I took my grandkids, 7-year-old Bexley and 5-year-old Thayer, out on a little fishing trip. Their mom and dad came along too, but my recollection this morning is about Thayer and Bexley. After about a 45-minute drive up into the Cascade Mountains from where we live, we arrived at Lost Creek Reservoir. Of course, the kids were thrilled when we arrived at the lake. It was a long drive and everything. They're just wide-eyed, full of energy, and just bubbling with excitement over the adventure. But what really struck me, especially in hindsight, as I thought about that this morning, it wasn't just their enthusiasm, it was their character. They wanted to be helpful. They helped load the wagons to take all of our gear down to the rented pontoon boat that we had for the day. Bexley and Thayer wore their life jackets without any complaint, right? They knew that was the rules. They understood the importance of safety. There was no fear. The dogs, everything a little rickety. They hadn't done that kind of a thing before, but they weren't wild or careless. They were respectful, but they were also fearless. There were no concerns about any of that. They recognized, I think, the environment and the boundaries that we had in place. And that's not something that can always be taught with words, right? It shows up in choices people make, and they made good ones yesterday. They usually do. In hindsight, I can now see that as we floated across the lake, the whole experience was kind of a blend of nature's wonder and life's little lessons that we can pick up. I didn't so much recognize it at the time, but looking back, I definitely see it that way. I mean, we spotted real quickly a bald eagle flying across the lake, right, which is just awesome, you know. And then we saw several osprey looking for fish throughout the day, and we learned a little bit about water etiquette and about slowing down near others and creating a safe wake and areas. They had a no wake areas where we had to go slowly, and you could see just how much fun people were having with jet skis and water skiing and all the huge smiles, and the kids just loved every minute of it. And every time we passed another boat, we'd wave, and the people on the other boat would wave back, right? Just strangers connected by this shared moment of being on the water together. I mean, there was a beauty in that kindness, and the kids recognized it. There was a connection. And then came the fishing. We all know that fishing can test the limits of our patience, right? Especially for young kids. And yet they listened and they waited and they followed the instructions with care and eagerness, right? They were eager. And they fished their lines with hope. And not so much with frustration, although, you know, there's a little bit of that. But most of the time, they were engaged and having fun in that moment, even though we had to be patient. But it was also the kind of patience that's not so much born from discipline, you know, you be patient or else. It was really, I think, born from a belief that if they did their part, something good just might happen, right? If they're paying attention and doing everything just right. And something good did happen. First, Team Grandpa and Bexley, we caught the first fish, a small little trout, but it was thrilling, and we had the first one of the day. And then not too long after, their mom reeled in another nice trout, at about the same size, I mean, a little small. But then came the moment of the day, right? 5-year-old Thayer caught a big one, like 17-inch trout. I mean, it was really good, put up a great fight. And then that just made everyone on the boat cheer when we were shooting video. And he just beamed with pride. And so did we all, right?
You do? Look at it. It's a huge one. I can see it. Keep going.
I think. Look at that lunker. Look at that, Thayer. Oh, my goodness. Put the net under it, Mama. All right.
Oh man, that was a lunker.
Look at, isn't that a dandy?
Wow,
buddy. That's
There. That is a fish. But the lessons didn't stop just on the boat. First, the kids helped old Grandpa pull the wagon up from the boat dock up to where the car and the truck were. And when we arrived home, I showed the kids how to prepare the fish, how to clean them, and how to get them ready for the barbecue. They learned about the gills, right, and the other organs as we opened up the fish to clean them. They saw the liver and the heart. There was no squeamishness, no hesitation, just curiosity and participation in the whole process. And then we grilled them and sat down and shared the catch of the day together. Here's the kicker. Thayer, after tasting the trout, declared, with wholeheartedness, now that I'm older, I like fish. It was kind of a moment. He had not been a real fan of fish before, but I think since he caught the big one and he'd getting a little older, he now developed a taste for fish. So anyway, as I sat in my chair this morning, just kind of sipping coffee and rethinking the day yesterday, I tend to do that a lot, right? I like to look back over and what were the highlights, what were the lowlights, what can we do better next time, all that sort of thing. But I realized the whole day was more than just a memory. It was really kind of a master class, if you will, in becoming, right? These kids are becoming strong and good. Not that they've always been strong and good, but you can see it as they mature, not just because they're being told to, but because of the character they're developing, right? That's who they are. They are strong. They are good. I love it, right? And they're learning by doing, going out and doing the things and trying new things with courage and with patience. Honestly, I couldn't be more proud, right? Perfect place for Grandpa to be, right? So anyway, I just thought I'd share a little food for thought. And maybe more important than all the stuff that I said was when we have these experiences to take some time and reflect and really try to identify the nuggets in it. And so for me this morning, yesterday was great, and this morning was also really good to identify those highlights and to reiterate those to myself. And hopefully maybe someday the kids will see this as well and know that they were appreciated for who they are at a very young age. All right, I'll talk to you later.